hello from a very hot, sweltering Plymouth. Sat in the garden having a lovely beer and enjoying the bank holiday Monday and bank holiday weekend, and we hope everyone else is as well. The puppy is asleep at the minute under the chair, so she might wake up, so she might end up in the shot in a couple of minutes. But yeah, we just wanted to touch base on a couple of things. I posted last week about us jumping in to get a property manager, something that we felt like was the right time to do. We've just signed on for our 6th rent to rent. We've gone quite quickly, done the first 2, and then we've signed up 3 to 6 relatively quickly, so we know that we need some help moving forward and to be able to grow and scale our business. So we put some effort and time into putting together a job advert, and we put it on Gumtree to start with, just to test the water a little bit and see what we got. And actually we got a really good response rate, so we got 6 responses on Gumtree very, very quickly, and we moved forward from there. So the first 3 people, well, 3 out of the 6, once we sent out the initial job application after the initial response, didn't bother to send the what form was it?
So we used Google Forms, which is a really good platform for collating information. Dead easy, so you don't have to do it yourself. So you create the form on Google Forms. It takes a few minutes as long as you know the actual content that you want to put in.
Steph's a whiz with stuff like that. I am not at all.
Well, I've never used Google
stuff.
Forms before, but actually for a newbie it's really, really easy to learn. And then what it does is you can then email it out to whoever you want it to go to, and as the responses come in, it collates it in a tab next to the form where it just sits in the cloud, I guess. Don't really understand that bit of it. And then you can just go through the answers and see them all side by side as well, so you can compare them with each other, which is really easy, and it just stores it in the cloud.
So we were able to send out 6 job applications using that method, and 3 didn't even bother to reply, so that's good. So just push them to one side, and then we got 3 really, really positive responses, you know, even to the point where you're thinking these people are, you know, fucking rock stars who are replying to this, overqualified to the max. But really, really positive responses. All people that wanted to get, you know, into property, had an interest in property, and felt like they would be a good fit potentially for our business. So that was over a week ago, and we had 3 interviews booked in with, you know, the 3 applicants, and unfortunately, and this is just being completely honest and open, guys, because it's not always a bed of roses, and not everything is always easy, and not everything always goes to plan. And I'm quite aware of that when, you know, we're doing lives, we're doing videos into the community, that I want to just make sure that we're giving like a realistic or just an open view of actually what is going on. And we've had 3 interviews this week, and each person has let us down. One person didn't even bother to turn up to the interview, so we went through all the prep, and as you can imagine, you know, you want it to be a good interview, you want it to be comprehensive, you want to be professional, you want to do your due diligence, and you want to, you know, scrutinise their CVs and make sure you're going to ask the right questions, and, you know, you want to portray your business in a really positive light. So there's work that you have to do before these interviews. So, you know, it was really disappointing yesterday, and they didn't turn up, and then they had some kind of shit excuse really last night, about 14 hours later, as to, you know, why they couldn't make that interview. And again, is that the kind of person that you want in your business? So we won't be giving them another interview. But yeah, the short of the story is that the 3 people that we did have all let us down. Now, we left it a week before we had an interview, and I guess some people might feel that that's, you know, we maybe missed the boat there and we should have acted quicker. But, you know, and there is certainly kind of pros and cons of going quick, going slow. But we felt that kind of holding off a little bit until we dived into the interview was the best thing for us.
Yeah, I mean, so just to put some context with that, 2 out of the 3, when they came back with their excuses, was that they'd found another job. One of them, half an hour before the interview, told us.
Yeah, we were meant to have an interview like an hour ago, and they chinned us off.
And so you've got to think, you know, it's a bit like trying to put people in rooms. Do you respond immediately and strike while the iron's hot and interview them straight away and get them in there? Or do you wait Do you see who can hold out? Do you look for that commitment and actually try and find the right person? And you know, there's pros and cons in both, and putting someone in a room, you know, 5 minutes after they've responded to the spare room ad is great because the room's full, but actually a week later when they realise that, you know, they're back with their girlfriend again and it all, you know, they're wanting to move out, you know, so it's that kind of you know, balance of getting the timing right so that you, like I said, strike while the iron's hot, but also get someone who's committed, who hasn't got their eyes on every shiny penny that's around.
Yeah, and I think probably, you know, that the current climate that we're in at the minute, you know, there's probably a lot of people that have been made redundant, and, you know, there probably is going to be quite a lot of knee-jerk reactions, understandably. However, what we have learned from this, and what we are absolutely going to take away from this is we are going to outsource getting people recruited for our kind of property manager you know, position that we have available. So we're going to use a recruitment agency now, and actually we've made that decision today. We made it just before we you know, jumped online. We feel like it's the best thing for us to do. We're both full-time. We're both full-time in the military. We have busy lives, and you know, our portfolio is now starting to grow, so hence why we're going to get a property manager, but we don't necessarily have the time, or you know, I suppose, you know, maybe the experience in recruiting people. We're not the experts in it, so why not pay and leverage somebody that knows what they're doing to be able to sift out, you know, all the applicants that come through, and do that all in, you know, that initial due diligence on your behalf, and you pay a set fee. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to leave it for a 3 to 4 week period.
I think, you know, we went with Gumtree just to test the water, to see what you know, what people thought of our ad, and that was the original reason we put it on there. And actually I was surprised we got 6 responses. I didn't think we were going to get anything, but I think that is just characteristic of the time that we're in, and there are people that are genuinely looking for work, which we described as flexible working. So that's probably why it was popular in Gumtree terms. I don't think in terms of recruitment agencies, six applications means it's a popular job. But let's professionalise it. Let's make it look formal and proper, because it's something that we're taking seriously, and I think that's the way we're going to go with it.
Yeah, definitely. And we learn, we progress, we refine, we adjust, we move forward, and that's what we're going to do. So hopefully we'll be able to report back in the next month with a new property manager within our team, which is, you know, that would be absolutely incredible moving forward. So the next thing we wanted to talk about was Podio.
Yeah, so shall I talk about this one?
Yeah,
then?
go on.
So we were using a tenant management platform which was specifically for property management, and we just weren't really getting on with it. Didn't find it very intuitive, very clunky. I wouldn't say complicated, but just took ages to get the hang of, and it was just doing our head in, to be honest. So we started sort of just looking elsewhere, kind of informally, and we'd heard from a lot of people that Podio was a really good system.
Laura Muse, you know, among many other people that have done really good videos on it, on the community, of, you know, how good of a system it is. And we have wanted to kind of jump across for a while, haven't we?
Yeah, a lot of people talk about Podio, you know, as a CRM generally, but in terms of an app, it's limitless in what you can actually use it for. We were very specifically looking for a property management CRM or platform, and so we basically have paid for a subscription service so that all the apps are already there and downloaded. And actually it's a much fairer price than what we were paying before, and going forward that price will not change as you expand your business and you increase your units. It's dead easy to pick up. It takes a little bit of time to transfer all your existing information across, but once you've done that, it's up and ready to go. And like I said, you know, the expandability and the customization ability, if that's even a word, of it is pretty incredible. And I'm already looking at, oh my god, that, you know, can be automated in that way, and that can be systemized. So I think it's going to be,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be key really to growing and expanding. And so as soon as all that information's across, we'll be ditching our old property platform and moving forward. But I think also in terms of lead generation, of creating contact details and pushing leads on and things like that, it's going to be really useful as well. Pipelining, all that side of it. So that's an exciting prospect that we'll be exploring in the future as well.
Yeah, and even in this, like, you know, the infancy stages, we are going to get our VA to start putting across. So what we said to our VA is we want her to start making herself familiar with Podio, and actually it's one of her weekly tasks now, to start diving into the videos. There's loads of videos on YouTube on Podio, really good, kind of easy to follow videos. There's also lots of videos in this community on Podio as well. I think Laura Muse, typed that in, she did a really good one. But yeah, and again, it's another way that for our VA, obviously we need to understand it, and that the Steph is doing absolutely the lion's share of that, but our VA can also help assist us with that, and even for collating contacts from business cards, for instance, we can screenshot all of our business cards, send it through to her on Slack, and then she can start to upload all of those details for us. So that kind of really time-consuming task is something that we can get our VA to do for us. So yeah, we're really positive about that, aren't we? And again, it's just something that we've been working on over this bank holiday weekend. So just to finish off, something really positive with regards to, so I put a post on, I think it was maybe last night, the night before, on the property market is moving, and the rental market, and we were really nervous about we've just taken on 2 more rent-to-rents. Actually, we don't take them on officially until the 1st of June. So we've got the keys now from the landlords. We've set up all the utilities. We're starting to, book in our furniture packs being delivered. Fire doors that need to go on, all of that stuff. We're setting up work schedules with our decorator/builder. That's all going on as well. But we were nervous because, COVID, we're still in a period of lockdown. Is this the right time to be taking on further rent-to-rents and, guaranteeing, an amount to a landlord? So we were nervous about that. Are people going to be, wanting to move? Put the spare room ad on like 48 hours ago, and already we've had a viewing today, and they put a holding deposit down. So looking cha-ching. That's happened, absolutely made up, and we've got other viewings booked in already. There's people still messaging on spare room now. Again, I think people like Paul Wilkinson talks about this a lot, but don't rest on your laurels when you're trying to market your room. So for us now, it's a massive change, a switch in our kind of goals, for short-term goals, is that marketing needs to be strong now. You need to throw the kitchen sink at your marketing. Get your ads on spare room, get your ads on Gumtree, get your ads on Facebook Marketplace. We get our VA to go on every single morning and renew our spare room ad, change the pictures around. 8 o'clock every morning she comes on and she renews it, and then she's messaging people who are looking for rooms new that day, and she's actively messaging those people with a generic message that we kind of put together to start to try and entice people in. So it's not just going to fall on your lap. You have to go out there and find it.
I think the other thing to say is that there's a lot of uncertainty in the private rental sector at the minute, but I think HMO is going to be, and a lot of people are hearing this, a lot of people are saying it, HMO is going to be a great strategy over the next year, because there's just so much uncertainty going forward, and HMO provides a great flexible kind of accommodation option for people who just don't know what the future holds. So if you're up for doing things like shorter lets, maybe three month lets, or even 6 month lets, that's much better for people who just don't know what the next 12 months is looking like in terms of employment, in terms of family dynamics, and all that sort of thing that is just so up in the air for many people at the minute. That if you can, if you're willing to put in the work, because HMO is really difficult. In terms, I say difficult, that's the wrong term. It's effort. There's a lot of
it's time
effort.
intensive.
It's time intensive. It's labour intensive. It's not difficult. It just takes a lot of effort. So if you're willing to put that effort in, then actually I think that there's a lot of security in having HMOs over the next year.
Yeah. What she said. What she said.
Always.
So yeah, I think that's it really. Those 3 things we wanted to touch on, because we thought they were all kind of, pretty kind of, I don't know, kind of big things that are happening for us at the minute. And actually, I'm sure lots of other people are kind of doing that the same, are having the same kind of thought processes for stuff, whether you're thinking about changing CRMs, or whether you're even just worried about kind of getting your rent-to-rents back up and running again. And, you know, I think Kevin put a post on as well, Kevin McDonnell, about, you know, with regards to the numbers and the 6-month rule, then actually, you know, another way you can try and kind of mitigate any risk and protect yourself is when you're taking on a rent to rent, you know, maybe you don't want to be taking on, you know, big rent to rents that need, you know, a lot of work and investment at the front end. And maybe you want to be looking at rent to rents that maybe don't need as much work. So, you know, you're not having to put that initial big lot of capital in at the front or as big. And then, you know, you might be able to just, you know, kind of give yourself a little bit of a buffer if things, you know, if we do go back into lockdown, etc. So, but, you know, fortune favours the brave in my eyes. And I think if you're confident in what you do and you're going to, you know, you're prepared to put the work in and put the legwork in and fucking go out there and get it, there's no reason why you can't make it a success. That, you know, that's my opinion. You agree with that, don't you?
Yes, I concur.
Anything else?
No, I had a point, but it's gone.
It's gone. This is only the first, second, third. Okay, third bit. But yeah, we are having a good time in the garden, and also it's about family time. It's about enjoying yourself. And you know, we went down for an ice cream today in the Barbican where we live, and you know, after our viewing, and you know, we enjoyed the time together. And it's all about that balance, and it's all about enjoying the ride. That is, you know, first and foremost. So, hope everyone's having a fantastic bank holiday weekend. Enjoying it with your families, having some barbecues, having some beers, and you know, maybe having a break if you want to just have a break from property altogether. But yeah, that's it from us. Remember, whatever you're doing, enjoy the ride. See you later, guys.